Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another audio file with SGAnon and the Q News Patriot. I am the Q News Patriot. I'm coming to you this evening a little bit more quickly than I anticipated. I was given some information today by the individual that I communicate with. Information that I think is very, very important for each and every one of you to have. We're not going to waste too much time with this particular audio cast. We've got a few things that we do need to cover that are important. Understand that, as we have now moved into the final moves of this unfortunate but necessary game, it's only to be expected that the last final throes of any particular battle are going to be firework-ish. Some of those fireworks are not comfortable. Consider for a moment the power structures that we're fighting against and the complete and total control that they have over societal and cultural structures. It is very important to know that the moment of birth, when the youngling has reached that breach point and is now entering into what is for them a new world, it is the moment of greatest pain. We are moving rapidly right now into the new world. Things are going to be really tough for a little while, but the reward is going to be worth it. The rewards are worth it, but we have to set ourselves up in such a way that we can roll out those rewards knowing that they will be safe for now and for all of our posterity. This is not a here and now moment in the sense that we should focus on the comforts and securities or lack of in this current day and time. We have to look longitudinally, hundreds of years into the future. We have to make allocations for where our civilization will go. This will be a pivotal moment. These moments that you are about to live through are every bit as pivotal as the Civil War, the days immediately before and after the Civil War. It's every bit as pivotal as the founding of our nation. The founding of the United States of America was an event that was an anomaly on the timeline of history. For a fleeting moment, mankind broke away from the cabal matrix, established a society of their own. Sadly, they were extremely infiltrated in a very short period of time. Masons were in the movement even to the point of the founding documents. Understand that the American colonies between the years of 1764 and 1772 were in a position of almost continual animus, kind of like what we have been enduring now for the last, certainly the last 2.5 to 3 years, but I would argue going back at least to the last 6-7 years. There are parallels throughout our history that match up now, and we want to ensure that certain parallels will not match up in the days ahead of us. So without further ado, we're going to cover a few headlines just to kind of paint a picture of where we're at. We need to understand where we're at. Yeah. So moving right along. Today's group of headlines really kind of tells us where we're at in this movement. It's kind of a good way to cast and freeze a moment in time and take account of where you're at and where we're headed. So in today's various lines, both from the mainstream and the alt stream media networks, We have Governor Gavin Newsom in California, continuing to bankrupt that state and the people. We have a Democrat lawmaker who just won a Senate seat, and he has already resigned. Understand that right now there are still being elections held by the illegitimate government. The legitimate military government is allowing any election that is fraud-free, which is zero, to continue, into the future. If someone was lawfully elected, they are choosing to recognize the result of an illegal election if that illegal election is fraud-free. However, we know that there are no elections currently that are fraud-free. This lawmaker actually is from the state of Arizona. He had no Republican contender, and yet he has already resigned. Moving on to our next headline. Ukraine and the war. Ukraine's largest nuclear power plant has been knocked off the electrical grid again. The power plant is under a very large attack from the Ukrainian Nazi forces. You all should know that I am not privy to what the scare event is actually going to be, or what series of short events will result and culminate in the event that we all call the scare event. I think that the intel I'm going to share with you in just a minute could be part of that, but I can't confirm that it is the one referenced by Q or not. I can say that hypothetically, if we were to look at events that would be true scare events for the mass population at large, things like nuclear fallout, or nuclear war, natural disasters, extremely large scale terror attacks, those types of things. It is worth noting, however, that with the war in Ukraine, that is the same area of the world that we had Chernobyl. As a matter of fact, Chernobyl is located inside the geographic boundaries of Ukraine. There's quite a bit of lies and half-truths that surround Chernobyl. Suffice to say that part of the story is true, and a great deal of what came after that initial breaking of the story is not true. However, because we are essentially playing their game and we are doing so better than they are, we are allowing them, to certain extents, we are allowing certain pockets of the deep state to carry their plans forward with the intentions of preventing mass casualties at a worldwide, world-changing level, but also allowing for enough nefariousness to be publicly displayed for the general population to feel the pinch and to wake up, which of course has been kind of the overall theme of this entire journey. Moving right along, we have Hillary Clinton back in the news today discussing her private emails and her email server. We also have China, a very large earthquake striking a southwestern province. I personally don't have any more intel about that event. What's extremely fascinating, that concludes the headlines. What is extremely fascinating is the stuff that's occurring right now with all of these different irons in the fire. As the Q Patriots turn up the heat, the pockets of deep state resistance that are still left, and several of them are still extremely powerful, they turn up the heat on their end. as we take down more and more key individuals who have come to show themselves out of the dark for the first time, they respond in kind. We have lived through a false flag summer. We are entering what is going to be a extremely reflective and eye-opening fall and winter. This is the greatest conflict that has ever existed in the world. And the good news is that we are winning. That being said, it is worth taking into account, even though you are winning, if you let up, even for one moment, you could have something turn against you that could unseat some or much of the progress that you've made. We are not letting up. And because we are not letting up, we are arriving at a point where the pockets of resistance that are left will be activating increasingly more dramatic game plans. And in so doing, they will out themselves very quickly. And we will see very quickly just who they are and what they're about and who they serve. When I say we, I'm not speaking only to the Anons out there and all of you that are currently listening. I'm speaking about the average American patriot, the ordinary citizen who works a good job or an honest job, comes home, provides for their family, sits at the table or in the living room or the family room or on the porch or wherever you're at, has real conversation, loves this land, and loves the opportunity that this land gives. We will be waking up. That segment of the population is soon to join those of you who are already here. Regarding the update for tonight, it has been passed along to me that there is a major false flag event in motion coming extremely soon. I was told the words climate change, and that's it. I don't know what was meant by the words climate change following the notification that there was a major false flag event coming. So I'm left to piece that together and pass along to you as best I know how. It is worth noting that in a great deal of American democratic cities, urban metropolises, there has been an extremely large movement grab towards the Second Amendment, towards carbon and climate change. And right now we have updates in multiple states saying that electrical blackouts are basically being addressed as extremely possible by the governing agencies and still corrupt local medias that are in those areas. They've been planning something for a while. We got into this situation by allowing our operative, a paid actor who we called Joseph Biden, to Judas Goat the operatives that were still hidden and remained hidden, the sleeper cells, out into the open. We have these sleepers at all levels in every area of our society. We have been infiltrated as a nation for more than 40 to 50 years at this point. Communists serving the globalist cabalist agenda have they've silently overtaken the world, and we are silently taking it back. And we are being so effective at what we're doing that they have been planning a very large false flag event for a while, knowing that this point would come where they would have to ignite something. I'm not going to say on the order of 9/11 because I don't know, but certainly something that is more dramatic than a simple disaster confined to one state. If I were personally any of you out there, I would have my eyes wide open. I would stockpile a little bit on my necessities as best I could. I would take some of my fiat fake money out of the bank. I would leave some in. I'm not a financial advisor, but I would leave some in, take some out, the way you have it on hand. I would be prepared for at least 7 days of uncertainty. If your local grocery store was suddenly unable to sell you the items, what would you do? If you were suddenly unable to provide electricity in the home, or if the grid was, quote, taken offline, what is your plan? These are questions you should ask. These are important questions to answer, regardless of what's going on in the world. Our Creator endowed us with a cognition and an intellect that is far and above anything else present in the animal kingdom, save for maybe one or two species. And the spiritual apparatus that we have outside of, separate from that, but also the same, included in our being, is like nothing else in this world. We have the capability to provide safety and security for ourselves and all those around us, and to do so very easily when compared to the rest of the world in which we live. It's important to take advantage of that and to find that confidence and to leverage that confidence. God awoke each of you out there in this movement listening to me for a reason. You were sent to this world to be a light unto others and to be a light unto yourself. And you need to remember that as we go through this next phase, these next few weeks and months. We are going to make it. Everyone is going to make it. We will be stronger and braver and better than we were before. We will be united, not only as a movement, but as a people. You will be able to have these kinds of conversations with the grocery store clerks and the bankers, who will soon be financial service representatives. This is an amazing time. And that's how I'd like to close this off today. This is an amazing time. Be on the lookout for the event referenced in this file. Keep yourself safe and calm, and make sure to pass along the info to others who could benefit from it. I saw today a very interesting tidbit that I can't confirm as truth, but it was very interesting to me. I got this update a little bit earlier, and then I was on one of my outlets that I follow, and I saw something that referred to the possibility of 17 separate areas being affected by this potential false flag. We are winning, but we are allowing them to do most of the dirty work to themselves before we go in and change the world for the better. Keep heart, keep the faith. I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.